them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about the Steam Deck OLED limited edition not being so limited. Talk about the PlayStation Portal and how people are actually enjoying it, which is very surprising. Black Friday sales kicking off. We also have some Suicide Squad information that came out. Cyberpunk 2077 finally getting the Ultimate Edition. We also have the Black Friday sales for the autumn sale is for Steam right now. So we got a lot of Black Friday stuff to talk about too. We have Diablo 4 being free, Last of Us 2 getting remastered, and a bunch more stuff to talk about. But before we get started, per usual, Jalen, Josh, tell the people how you been, what you've been up to, how you doing, how's life going, the random acts of life. How is it going, what you've been playing, and what you've been doing. Talk to the people.
So I was sick last week. I'm feeling a lot better now. Like I said, get your flu shots if you can, as early as you can. I usually intend to get it, but I end up just getting sick. So
yeah,
I'm at to just plan that a lot better. And we're gonna have the little one starting like daycare, so it's like preschool soon. So it's gonna be important to get shots because if you have kids around other kids, your kid will get sick, and they're gonna bring that home every day, and you don't want that. So,
no, you do not.
Yeah. Other than that, not too much going on. I haven't played too many games. Just been playing Call of Duty. I reached 55. Unlocked the main stuff. I still got to do all the armory challenges though.
Fun times.
But yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty's still been fun. They've been talking about season 1 that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
First or second week of December. So I'm looking forward to that to see actually how they roll stuff out. But they've actually dropped a couple patches, like one this week and one last week. So it's looking good. Other than that, Black Friday sales and stuff just went up. I've been browsing, looking to see what I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up anything right away, because I think the next game I wanted to get was either Alan Wake or Baldur's Gate, but I'm still up in the air to decide which one. I guess
33% discount code. I don't know, man. You can get it for a lot cheaper. You just gotta give your soul over to Epics. You gotta give your soul over to Epics Games for that 33% discount.
Game of the year. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man. Yeah, they making a pretty nice offering right now. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no. That the Epic sale is actually pretty good because they give out like one coupon of your choice.
Yeah,
on in game, which doesn't normally happen for like PC games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. What you been up to, Jalen? Other than playing out here dealing with road rage.
Road rage, man.
Shoot, I ain't been up to nothing for real. Just minding my own black business. Not just fine. I ain't been doing much though. I'm trying to think what happened this past week. Nothing for real. I had an impromptu trip to Kalamazoo for like a Friendsgiving thingy, and came right back the same night. But one of my friends, she had drove her car into a ditch somehow. Don't ask how it happened.
Oh my God.
That made that trip all the more worth it. I'm like, bro, people really out here finished. And it just to give context, it wasn't like a crazy ditch. Like they flew off the side of the road. She literally drove into like a ditch in this apartment complex. Probably, I don't know. Anyways,
let's get off that bus. Let's let that bus pass. Go ahead, man.
Other than that, no, I just been chilling and stuff like that, playing the Thanksgiving, I guess.
Gotcha.
But as far as games I've been playing, I'm playing a little bit of Call of Duty, trying to stand on business in that game.
Stand on business.
Some people don't want you to stand on the business. So you just, Call of Duty, talk a little bit more about it later or something like that. But I mean, it's an alright game and stuff like that. It kind of remind me why I don't like playing it as much and I like other games. But I mean, still stand on business 24/7. So
stand on business.
Other than that, I ain't really been playing nothing else.
Yeah, they posted some interesting stats recently. In regards to Modern Warfare. I can't find them right now, but they were talking about how it was very much so a successful launch. And
yeah, because a lot of people been dogging on the game as far as like reviews and certain YouTubers. It has really bad reviews, but that's just kind of like backlash from a lot of stuff. But the actual game, they were saying on Twitter that the zombies mode so far is the most played, like third mode of any Call of Duty. Because they have the campaign, multiplayer, and then zombies. So far, zombies is the most played, which is good. Right now, also with multiplayer, it's trending that they have more active players in this launch period than the last. I forget which game, but the last couple.
Two. It was Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare because it's a trilogy. They kind of went back to back.
Were they? And that's what I was gonna say. Were they counting Modern Warfare? Were they counting like Vanguard and?
I think they were counting Modern Warfare. I don't think they counted Vanguard.
Okay, more popular than the other Modern Warfare games. And then the last one was like more players are spending more time on each level in the single player, but I don't know how that actually matters. But
yeah,
each level is more people are spending more time in the level. So,
and they were talking about the campaign. I was like, I don't know how that is. Yeah, but I guess because it's open world that they keep going back to play them. I guess I don't. Or open end missions. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I'm glad for him, and like I said, I've been playing it a lot too. So it's been something that I've been enjoying as well. I mean, we always want to still, put other stuff in rotation, and I think me and Jalen played one match of Overwatch. We got a W, but it definitely felt weird playing it because we was like, we can't even run in here. So it's just, you get used to one game and then you go back to another. So obviously keeping Overwatch in rotation would be ideal so we don't forget how to play the freaking game. But yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. I still want to play zombies with you guys. Hopefully we can achieve that sometime soon. And then, continue to play other games. I know me and Jalen were playing Cutthroat, and it was pretty interesting. We had some randoms on in, and they weren't doing so well, but it kind of slows it down, get a little bit more tactful, and that's what we were looking for anyway. So we don't know how much we like it because it's not as fast paced as everything else, but at the same time, Call of Duty sometimes does need to slow down a little bit. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the game. I'm liking the moves and changes that they're making. I don't feel like the skill-based matchmaking is too annoying right now. So I mean, I'm having a good time. That's all we kind of say on that. Go ahead.
This week they've been talking a lot about like the next season because it starts December 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So December 6th they're gonna update Warzone. The Warzone 3.0 is going to have Modern Warfare 2 movement, weapons, and stuff like that. So, and the
Modern Warfare 3 movement or 2? Because I thought I already had 2.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forget which one I said. So, the next Warzone is going to get rid of all the Modern Warfare 2 movement and replace it with the Modern Warfare 3 movement.
Gotcha.
They're going to start adding Modern Warfare 3 weapons and any other upgrades, whatever, from the Modern Warfare 3 engine or whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so the next version of Warzone is coming out with a new map and a bunch of changes. I don't personally like Warzone that much, but I will say I liked Warzone 1 more than Warzone 2. So they could make some changes and make Warzone 3 more fun. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. That's December 6th. They're gonna have a bunch of like mosh pit like playlists and gun game coming out. So that being said, December 6th is the next season for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Okay. Yeah. And so that's what I've been doing a lot of, is playing Call of Duty. I've been playing around with my Steam Deck, getting myself prepared for the Switch. To the Switch to the Steam Deck OLED. And but yeah, I mean, should be coming tomorrow, which is pretty quick. I went ahead and ordered the limited edition, thanks to special shout out to my family for putting in some money to kind of get that for me, and I'm appreciative of it. So I appreciate y'all, in case y'all listening. But yeah, that's the first time in, like, I don't know, it's probably been like 7 years since they actually bought me something. But it's been a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I try to finesse something for this Thanksgiving time frame. So yeah, I was able to get that, and I'm looking forward to picking that up and kind of playing with it. But I've been trying to figure out the wish list of what I wanted to kind of play on that, because there's nothing I like super excited to play on it. It's more about just getting it set up for streaming, all that good jazz. And I was like, I need to have some stuff that I want to play on it that can host it, not too heavy, not too crazily demanding. So looking at that on my wish list and kind of going through games that I'm thinking about playing on it. But outside of that, yeah, Steam sale just popped. So I was looking at that, looking at all the stuff that I have on my wish list and seeing what was out there. And then recently I just started playing Guardians after I beat Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was great, by the way. Just unfortunately a technical mess, but it's a really, really great game, and I really enjoyed the ending, and I thought it was just really great on a lot of fronts. So I'm happy with my time spent there. It just was a little frustrating, but overall, Jedi Survivor is definitely worth half off. If you can find it for $30, definitely worth it. But yeah, I beat that, and now I'm on Guardians. I'm still enjoying that, and I've been trying to get my stream together, try to get better at that, because I'm pretty atrocious. Don't know how to do none of those like fancy stuff people do on their streams. So been working at that and trying to do that all the time. And yeah, but outside of that, I've just been chilling, playing games, trying to catch up on sleep, because that's what you start losing when you have children. You lose a lot of sleep. But yeah, that's pretty much it on my update. But let's just jump right into some of these topics for real, because I'm very interested in why people like this portal. I am very interested, as in, why do people like the portal? And I can defend it. I'm gonna defend it for a second. But what I will defend is the ability to play your games wherever you need to go, as long as you have an internet connection, is nice. Having that package all wrapped into one is nice. Not having to carry other things around, but this thing is solely meant for this, is nice, because this battery is only meant for this thing. It's not meant for me to be using as my phone, or like trying to make sure I get my calls or my texts. I'm not trying to game on this thing that kind of I'm attached to my life, really, because if I get lost or something like that, I need this. So this device doesn't require it's not mandated or needed for anything that's out of the norm, or actually needed, like an actual life function. It's not needed. So I like that, and I like the screen. The screen is very nice. It is a LCD, but it is still a nice screen. From what I can see, what I can tell, the screen is nice. So that's all I got. That's good. So that's pretty much it for me on the good side. I got a lot of bad, but I'm gonna let you guys talk about the PlayStation Portal function wise, and what do you guys think about this product in itself? If you're not aware of the portal, say that too. But what do you guys think of that PlayStation Portal?
So I think part of the popularity of it is that, yeah, it's a single dedicated device. It's small. like pretty small, and I would say it's not like a super cheap like build. Like even though it can still break and the the sticks can drift and stuff like that. It's at least like PlayStation quality, so it'll feel good in your hands. That being said, I don't think that the device justifies itself, and that's only because it's functionality. Like it does one thing and it does one thing okay, but there are literally 100 other devices that you can choose, and you have a huge range of like price options that do way more. So it's really, if you don't care, like you literally don't care that you're getting less value for your money, then yeah, sure, pick it up. You can enjoy it. But like for $200, like there are a whole bunch of different Android devices. There are a whole bunch of different like cheap like handheld PCs. There are a bunch of, I mean, if you want to spend a little extra money, you get a whole Steam Deck or a whole another device that can do the same thing and 100 times more. And so that's really the dilemma. I don't think it's worth $200. Like I don't even know if it's worth $100. But at that point, like
It's in the
I
eye
don't
of the
see
believer,
why.
huh? It's the delusion
Yeah,
that gets it.
really, because I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I don't have any other. I used to stream on my phone. I have a dedicated device, and I can do this." I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool. If you have a Steam Deck, you don't need this. If you have any other like handheld device, you don't need this." And yeah, it's just not worth the money. That being said, I don't think it's a terrible implementation of what they're trying to do. It's just I think people should at least recognize that PlayStation getting down and they okay with it.
What I'm really surprised by is how limiting the device is made by design. So it limits itself in so many different ways. Well, I mean, before I get into what I hate, Jalen, have you seen anything about the PlayStation Portal? What are your thoughts on it, if you have?
I didn't look too deep into it. But I did see a couple people talking about it online. I seen some like misconceptions, I guess. From what I heard, it's like a streaming device, and you link it to your like PlayStation, but you need to have like Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Your PlayStation need to be at least on standby mode. Um, some people was under the impression that it's basically like a portable PlayStation and stuff like that. So some people was like gassed it up, but that was for the people who just not fully aware.
Yeah.
I think it's design wise, I think it looked cool. I like what they're going for. Do I think it's really a viable resource? I mean, I wouldn't say so. Just because of how streaming is, and I guess it's cool if you're going somewhere with some good internet. But I mean, just to be like, just in a public or whatever, using public Wi-Fi and trying to stream your games and stuff like that, you're probably gonna run into like some hiccups and things like that, and not make the most pleasurable experience. But I mean, like Josh said, I think you can find different things that does way more and like way better. So I don't know. I wouldn't. It's not something I would buy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's only streaming.
yeah.
I mean, PlayStation. What are they service called? Remote play.
Remote play. Yep.
Like you don't really have full control that works. Like you can tweak some settings, but compared to like Moonlight, which you can literally like tweak every single setting to make your connection like perfect.
Yep. I think there is a lot of it's interesting. I think there's a lot of decisions made that makes it a limited device, and it doesn't really make it helpful. And I've read and heard a lot from people that kind of talk through why it works and then where it fails. My thought process is this: if you're going to create a device that is a PlayStation, technically a Portal, steal the name of the PSP, I need some dedicated hardware to run games natively. I feel like they were really some strong contenders for really good handhelds over the course of our years. Like, from what I've known, PlayStation was able to make fun, engaging, and interesting handhelds. I bought the Vita, I bought the PSP, I even I don't think I bought the Go. I don't think about that one. I think I just know I bought the PS Vita and the PSP. And the Vita was the original OLED for me, where they really started to talk about black levels and understanding the value of a good screen. And they had like touch and everything. And then this thing comes along, steals the name, technically, because it's not portable, it's Portal. But technically they steal the name, and then they just provide a streaming device. What they do is they limit the device so much that there's no value in it. They limit the bit rate so to the point where you are getting like 15 megabits, and it's not a good enough bit rate for me, in my opinion, to have a really great streaming experience. I always crank mine up to 100 megabits. It's just, that's what it is. And I always get a great experience from doing so. I don't care because my internet is not, it's unlimited. I don't pay for it. So I don't care that I'm jacking it up to madman's land, because it doesn't matter. You don't have the ability to do that. So you always going to be getting some constant like jitter or some break or some frame drops, and it's just not a great experience, especially when I can go on my Steam Deck OLED, using Chayaki or whatever service I want to use to kind of emulate the remote play and still crank up that bit rate. It's just baffling to me why this device had to be limited, but I understand if they're selling a $200 device, they want to make sure that everybody that has it can make it work, and requirements and limiting those requirements, it makes a lot of sense when it comes to what you're packaging. But at the same time, there could have been definitely some better wording around up to this. You want to get this, if you want the minimum specs, this is it. Not hamstringing everyone. And then they cut off Bluetooth. So you can't use Bluetooth. You have to use a Bluetooth dongle for this thing. So for something to be portable, you have to attach another thing to this portable device in order for you to simply be able to use wireless headphones. They expect people to jack in to use a PlayStation Portal when we have been in the Bluetooth era for the last 10 years, maybe even more. So I just don't understand some of the like design decisions. Not only did they do that, but they also did not make this thing that long in battery life. If you're literally streaming, I should be getting 10, 12, 15 hours, not 7. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. So the value proposition there is so limited by their design decisions. It wasn't the fault of the Portal. Like, the device itself functions in the way that it needs to. It's just that they limited so much about it. I would never spend $200 for it. It's just so, it's like me buying I'm sorry, but it's like me buying an iPhone. I would never, because it just doesn't make sense for me. Like, I'm not in the ecosystem. I don't find value in the being hamstringed, and I don't find value in what it can do, and but I always find value in what it cannot. I'm like, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? It doesn't make any sense. So these things here that they have deemed obsolete or to not have available are some true strong things that I really would enjoy from it. But at the same time, I know I have an OLED Steam Deck coming. I know that I stream already too. Has a really great screen, a better screen than an LCD, and it's probably going to be. I'm still going to be able to get a higher bit rate, and I'm still going to have a better time on this device. I may not be able to take it anywhere and go out, but I will have that time in this normal space of where I'm at. And if I have to leave, I can run games natively, no problem. So it's just like it kind of breaks down the value of it. And honestly, if it was 100, 150, I wouldn't have an issue with it, because and I think Linus, and I watched his video, he kind of put into perspective around, like, they have a DualSense Edge. That thing is $200 and it's just a controller. You're kind of getting this, and it's a totally different value, and you're kind of getting more for that. And what I did not agree with him still saying that $200 was a steal. I mean, or it was a good value. I think 150 would have been right on the money, because I wouldn't have felt as if it was too much more than a DualSense plus a tablet screen that may be, minor, because honestly, 150 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 $200 that the thing does nothing else. And don't even get me started on how you can't even connect to Wi-Fi at local public areas because you have to have a browser, and the thing doesn't have a browser. So you can't even log in if they have some type of connect now or go to this link. They can't do it on this thing. You literally have to have an open Wi-Fi connection where you just have to put in a password. That is the only way you can use it elsewhere, because normal cafes, McDonald's, all these places that normally request you to have like just a simple website browser so you can tap a link, can't even do it on this thing. So it just makes no sense. And it's so limited, and what they did, it kind of tells me that they didn't think it through. And if they did think it through, this was definitely not the device that, that they should have been putting out right now. I think that there is plenty of other ways they could have got this across. I think this rolled into something a little bit more native, like it has an actual hardware and a GPU, CPU on the device. I think that would have been a lot more valuable than what this is, because your phone can do it 10 times better. Any tablet can do it 10 times better. It's just insufficient in my eyes, and that's why I can't get behind them saying, "Oh, but it's a great experience if you're watching this." I just laugh, because I'm just like, I know that that's not a good experience, and a lot of people on Twitter have been coming out. This thing sucks. This thing doesn't work well. This thing is not actually giving a good experience, because it's all based on, first off, your Wi-Fi connection and that router and how fast it can get to you. But it's also depending on a lot of other factors that you have no control over. And that portal just feels like it needed something else. It needed something that made it like unique. And I think what I heard from Digital Foundry is one of their ideas was to have it somewhere like the Wii U, where it had a direct link to the console in your home. And when you stepped out, okay, it's going over Wi-Fi, but in your home, you have a great experience. And some of those things, like I said, I was reading up a lot about it, and I was like, what can y'all say to make me want this thing? And honestly, they couldn't say anything. So it just kind of still got to me back to the point of, who is this device truly for? Because it's not for the enthusiast. It's for the casual. And when you're talking to the casual and you're hamstringing them to this point, don't you want to knock those barriers down so they don't have to deal with that stuff? But if you're talking that we don't have any way of natively playing games, you don't have a way of just logging into standard Wi-Fi at a local McDonald's or whatever, and you still get a lower bit rate that they can't even maximize and try to get a better experience over Wi-Fi, and you don't tell them that, hey, you might want to put your Ethernet in to kind of get a better signal. It's just like, these are not the casual. This is not the casual's device. This is the enthusiast device to me. But you're not giving me the enthusiast the things that they need to kind of make sure that they enjoy it to its fullest potential. So it can be upgraded. It can be turned around. But right now, I don't see $200 being this being worthy of that at all. So, but a lot of people do. So good for you. If you enjoy that type of deal, go right ahead. I just don't. I just think that's it's lazy hardware design, my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I don't really got much else.
And
but go
software
ahead.
itself is not worth it. It's just the only thing you literally get is a PlayStation controller strapped to a bad tablet.
and yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's what you're getting. That's exactly what you're getting. That's crazy.
200 way too steep for that. For what you're getting out of it. That's kind of crazy. I mean, you need a PlayStation 5, and then you get the little tablet, and
you gotta have a PlayStation 5.
And the headphones are like $100, so you can directly connect.
$200 for the earbuds.
$200.
I was like, bruh, y'all are taxing for this zero latency experience when I can like throw that mug on my Steam Deck and have a great time with it. I just don't get it. I don't know.
Just get a Steam Deck, man. Goodbye. Good goddamn bye.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you gotta need the PS5 to run those quality exclusives, but I don't know, man.
But I'll play and all my stuff on $100 Android device that does everything plus more. I can play other games. I can play PS1 games. I can play other
Hmm.
emulators.
Yeah.
There is
Games that you
nothing
own already.
that is value than this PlayStation.
Nah, it really ain't. So, I mean, I feel like this was for somebody. It just wasn't for me. So, I will leave it at that. And if you're enjoying your Portal, let us know. Let us know what you really find the value. What's the true value for you? If it's just being able to have some type of entry into that portability lifestyle, that's great. But there is definitely different ways to also achieve that, and they are much more cost effective. So think about those too as you're kind of playing with your Portal and enjoying it. Think about what more you could do with a portable device that could possibly run native games on it. So think about that too. And pull back on those experiences you had with the PlayStation Vita and the PSP, and think about that too. Because the PS Vita had remote play. You guys don't remember. And LTE. But let's continue. I think it had LTE. I'm pretty sure it did. I don't remember LTE.
Yeah, there was a version with it.
Okay.
It was 3G though. I don't think LTE was out yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It had a mobile network. So let's move on to our next topic. Do we want to talk about Suicide Squad? I don't want to talk about Suicide Squad. I ain't got nothing good to say. But if you got something good to say, let's introduce it, Josh.
So they dropped some trailers for it. I didn't watch all the trailer stuff because I feel like they don't have the good marketing for this game. Mm-hmm. But at least graphically and like movement wise, the game looks like it could be fun. It's really just about how they get the loop done. Like, is the loop like annoying and taxing, and I'm doing daily bounties and stuff like that. But at least I signed up for the beta. They're gonna have an alpha, they call it, a closed alpha. I signed up for it. So I'm gonna wait and see if I get accepted to it, play it, and make my decision from there. Because pretty much the game is gonna get better after the alpha, but it's not gonna change a whole lot. But we gotta wait to see if I actually get in it. I will say they have a really, 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 really strict like NDA stuff that they want you to sign up for this closed alpha. So they don't want nobody speaking about this game until they market and get a hold of the information.
Gotcha.
That being said, I was looking forward to it before like their last like bad showing of it, and if they can make the loop like actually fun, like give me a good story, make it fun, give me a reason to play multiplayer, then I'll play the game. But
gotcha.
So far it hasn't been looking good, and the game is, I don't think it has an official release date, but it's early next year still, so it's not a lot of time to make changes.
Anything you said? So you said, well, the good things for you were the
movement going around the city.
Obviously
you're not Spider-Man, but the movement looks fun. It looks like a fun sandbox. It really depends like how the enemies are they bullet spongy, how the upgrades are, like everything starts out pretty decent like the Avengers, but then you start leveling up, you get to level 20 and everybody is a super bullet sponge where you need 10 different elemental types to take them down. Like we've seen these type of games before, and they tend to fall into the same trappings of like how to make the game not fun. And unfortunately, that's the stuff you're not going to see. That's the stuff they're not going to show you until the game come out. And then it's going to get like 6 or 7 reviews, and players going to play it, and nobody's going to enjoy it. That's what I'm worried about. If they can, I feel like they have enough examples of how to make the game not bad. and they have time to make some changes. But I guess it just depends on how willing they are to like deviate from their like what is it?
Live
games as a service.
Games as a service, objectives. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I'll bring it up real quick because like I had the same impression of that. Like it looked just like the Avengers. I didn't care about anything that they were doing at the game, and that game actually was really fun. I really would like more of it. Like I would love a sequel to that game, but it's never going to happen because that game didn't do well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that is important too. Is kind of making sure it does well. I think off of just Rocksteady name alone, it will do well enough to kind of still keep them in the game at some point. It's just that whether or not Warner Brothers is going to get rid of this whole live games of service ideals, it's kind of tough when you have marching orders and you're still trying to be creative within that marching order. Because obviously this is not what Rocksteady wanted to make. If they can pretend all they want, they can smile in the camera, read their little script, but this is not what they wanted to make. And I can tell by the conflicting approach to how we even want to present it to the world. I can tell by that alone that this is not the game they wanted to make. I could tell that they were literally sitting there rehearsing their lines as they were going through this whole doc, and it did not feel genuine, honestly. But that's just from me looking at that. It's nothing confirmed. I'm just looking from a spectator. None of the approach, none of this talk, none of it felt genuine. It definitely felt like I was watching another Bungie doc or something. And it didn't feel like, how the Starfield one was. I could tell that they were genuinely excited about their less than worthy game. It's not like it was a bad game to me, but obviously a lot of people felt a different way. They were genuinely excited about what they built. I don't feel that way about them. When I looked at the world, I felt like it was very much so a very copy and paste style look. I thought, oh man, I really want things to have like different areas and feel different. And honestly, it just felt like they were using tons and tons of landmarks to make the world seem different. Like there was nothing in that world that felt to me like, oh, this brick place looked different than this brick place. And I was so disappointed in that. Because, Arkham Knight had a very distinct look. Obviously, it still kept that same redo some of the assets, but when you were somewhere, you felt like you were somewhere. Like at the Wayne Tower, you felt like you were at the Wayne Tower. The scalability of it and everything, it just felt different than where you were normally, like the Arkham Asylum or something like that. It had a good way of showcasing that even on that old generation hardware. This is pumping new gen, and it just felt like I was looking at somebody play Fortnite. And and that's unfortunate. Like I said, I'm going to withhold judgment until I play it. But at this point in time, if all you got were better animations, but you still Gotham Knights, I'm just like, why am I going to play you, man? I just feel so bad because I know Rocksteady could probably have made it probably has a good story somewhere in there, but it's going to be broken up by all of the minutia of the. And let me stop again. I'm not passing judgment. I want to go talk about objectively what I saw. They had a lot of cutscenes that they were really trying to focus in on the story. They were really trying hard to get the story to pop, or at least people get excited about how these people are going to take on the Justice League. Within their story bits, it felt not very direct, linear. It felt like it was just scattered, and I think that's evil was on purpose for us not to really get a true sequence of something that they're going through, because once we really see it, we're going to tell that it's kind of broken out by a lot of other stuff that's probably just not what we're interested in. And it's fine. They had great animation in the face. They had great animations movement. They are Rocksteady. They know how to do that. I know that you can animate well. It's the other stuff that truly makes you sing, man. And Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get no. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere close to that, unfortunately. And I hope to be proven wrong. I hope to be incorrect. But this is a third-person shooter, and you have to, in the constraints of a third-person shooter, there is literally not a lot of wiggle room in what that has to feel like, and then there's not a lot of wiggle room in how you present that story. So, yeah, I really ain't got nothing good to say about it. All I can say is I'm gonna withhold judgment. I'm not interested in playing the closed alpha. I don't want to play it in that state because probably don't want to play it in the final state. So it's just going to be determining whether or not, based on reviews and people's thoughts, whether or not it's going to pique my interest. I'm still looking for that something that's going to make me get a little bit excited about it. But right now I don't see that. All I see is a lot of stupid decisions being made, and it's on WB, honestly. That's why we probably ain't got another Shadow or Mordor or something. They probably over those games. They're probably done with them because they won't games service. They are?
Yeah, the Monolith is working on Wonder Woman.
Oh, they're working on Wonder Woman. That's not a game of service though, is it?
There was a report this week that it is a games as a service, but then somebody from the development team said it's not a games as a service, so it probably is, but they're debating it.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Well,
so
yeah.
I hope you're ready for Shadow of War with the Wonder Woman skin.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. I feel like they just gonna milk it, and they really. How do you do that to one of the biggest ones? Like, I could see you making Monolith make something like that, but you make Rocksteady make something like that? Are you crazy? Anyways, I think this game is a little too. Unfortunately, it's just a little too late and a little too trash. But we'll see. I'm gonna reserve my thoughts until a later date. But right now, all I got is that it ain't gonna be fun. Jalen, what you think about Suicide Squad? Did you even go see the movie? Did you see Will Smith be Deadshot?
Yeah, the best part of the movie is when that dude tried to escape, and then Shorty hit that button on him and he blew him up.
He's talking about she threw the neck bombs. Yeah,
bro. He tried to dip off. It's I'll be free or whatever. She like, yeah, but if y'all go, then he's just like, I'm gonna try anyway. I think he had like grappled her. She hit that button and blew him up or something. I forgot, bro. But to answer your question, I mean, I did see the movie. What I think about the game. I don't care about the game.
Movie was better.
The second movie was definitely a lot better, 100% better. Yes,
I thought the first one was straight.
The first one was straight, but it was straight in a sense of being compared to nothing. Then when you watched the other one, yes, it was much better than the first one for sure.
Okay. Well,
that's what I opinion, because I reserved that because a lot of people crapped on that movie, but I didn't think it was bad, and I think Margot Robbie was a great Harley Quinn, and that's pretty much. You had to get the iconic characters down, and I think they did that. It's just that the storyline wasn't that entertaining, but the secondary storyline, the one that was next, where they killed a bunch of people because they were literally trying to tell you it's Suicide Squad, that movie took it to the next level, and where it felt like, okay, this is really good. But I digress. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of DC. I know y'all care about DC a lot more than I do. So I didn't even look anything into the game. I forgot they even had a game come out.
Yeah, they got a game coming out, and you got to kill the Justice League. I think that's the most interesting part about it, is just the fact that you're going to be fighting the Justice League.
I think I remember that game, man.
Yeah, and I think if they like, that whole concept seems so fun, but then you have to build abilities and stuff like that for them to traverse, and now you got them stealing the stuff that, and I was just like, come on, man. It just didn't feel good to watch that whole little video vlog or whatever. But I could be just a little, a little cranky, little butt hurt. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, it'll come out and we'll see what it do. Any final thoughts before we move on? All right. Okay, so we is at 45. Okay. All right, let's move into let's see. Marvels. Talk about falling off. Let's talk about the Marvels. The movie, the cinema game, and I think nobody wants to admit it, but the cinema game has fell off a cliff in a lot of ways, and I think we keep getting these 1 in a million shots, and everybody's like, yay. But then you get back to those, those very minuscule and minor hits. And I think it's not to do with Marvel in itself. I think we just have become, first off, we're in a recession, and people are broke, and people don't have time to be buying movies. And most people are in that digital age now where they would rather buy the movie at home than go to the movie and like spend all that money just trying to watch a movie. So I think a lot of stuff has shifted. A whole bunch of people are shifting out of the that prime consumer age, and they're going into basically older age, doing different things, or death. So I'm not trying to be morbid about it, but they are, and I think that it's a lot of that, plus just just not interested in this whole concept of this shared universe anymore. Especially when you got to do research to just go watch a movie. That's where it becomes a bigger problem. That's why we were able to, get the one-offs like Oppenheimer and Barbie, because those are just like, one sit, finish, done. This whole shared universe, big bombastic, being at the box office, really killing it. My thoughts, I think it's over with. But the Marvels in itself was just a solid movie. It wasn't boring. It wasn't like super fantastic, but it was just a solid movie. And I think we've gotten plenty of solid movies out of the MCU universe, and nobody cared because it was just keeping the story going. Like, I'm not going back to watch Thor: Dark World, or I'm not going back to watch I'm not even going even the what was that movie? The one with, no, it wasn't Thor. It was another one. No, I can't remember the name. It's not Ant-Man though, because I like the first Ant-Man. But there's plenty of movies that have come out, I guess, that were simply not the great, and we feel it's fine. It wasn't like a big deal. I think we're just tired of the whole. I think we're tired of the whole connected universe. That research part of it just kills the fun of watching the movie and seeing what it is. As soon as I went in the movie, I was like, did I have to watch anything to get this? She's like, no. I was like, good, because I didn't want to. So it's just, I know how I am, just like, I don't want to do it anymore. I have no interest in it. Even if I know Loki is good, I just have no interest in going to watch a bunch of TV shows to get into this world again, to understand what's happening. I know there's plenty of people out there that feel the same way. So what are y'all thoughts on the Marvels in the MCU universe? Like I said, I liked the movie. I went to go see it. I enjoyed my time with it, and I think it was good that it wasn't like something that leads to another thing. It was just it. Now, there was a cutscene at the end that led to some other stuff, but right now this is just the movie, and I enjoyed that piece of it. What are you guys' thoughts on the MCU right now?
I mean,
oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll just go because I ain't gonna have that much to say about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with that sentiment. you tired of, do I need to see anything before coming in here? The interconnected worlds and stuff like that. Like, it was cool to a certain extent, but then I feel like it started getting. I feel like they started having too much going on, and it became harder to like track what was, all the connected worlds, and especially you have people tell you need to watch this movie or understand something, but the movie only you go watch Ant-Man or something like that, and that's only a small part of like the Avengers or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, I really didn't need to watch that, but then other times you be like, oh yeah, you needed to watch this movie to understand like what's going on, like with the Winter Soldier and stuff like that for Silver War and all that type of stuff. But anyway, the point that I'm getting to is like, I think they doing too much, and it's gotten even worse that it started going to like other forms of media, or not other forms of media, but other platforms like Disney Plus and stuff like that. And it just doing too much for, at this point, I don't feel like it's getting up to a climatic event. Like the Avengers was climatic. I mean, it still got a little tiresome that they was doing that, but at least it kind of got to like a little they climax. And I think a lot of people would say that is the climax, and everything else is just they might be tying loose ends. They're trying to open up other different things for maybe like another MCU collaboration thing similar to like the Avengers, but I don't think any of that stuff gonna hit as hard because of how the Avengers played out and stuff like that. I feel like we waited long enough to get to that point. But at this point, like I would just be more inclined to watch a movie if it's just standalone by itself. Not to say I'm a big fan of the MCU universe or whatever, but it would make it easier on me because I don't like to have to go through all these other forms of media and not understand, or not other forms of media, but other movies and shows and different things that understood fully grasp what's going on versus trying to, just seeing what the movie is and just leaving the movie where it lie. And don't even get me started on the after the credits part like that. That was cool at first when they was doing that. I'm tired of seeing that. When I watched the Spideyverse movie and they did that, I'm looking like, bro, don't start this again. Like, I want to leave, bro. not even say I need to be in a rush. It's just, all right, y'all told me that something else, and like, it was cool for what it was at the time period. Now I'm tired of seeing it, bro. Like, it don't do anything else, and it's a reused formula, and it don't feel significant anymore. Like, they can find another way of doing it. I don't have a suggestion, so I don't ask, but I think something else could be done. Like,
I honestly think, and I'm a little opposite on that. I think going back to just having it at the end of the movie would be better than to the interconnectivity, than to have me have to understand and watch everyone. Because all I know is that this little plot here at the end is setting up something bigger versus it setting up something bigger for just that character, or setting up something bigger for just this character. So then I'm like tracking, oh, but this happened at the end of this movie, now I'm watching the next movie or something like that, and this has nothing to do with this. So I just felt like there was a little bit more connectivity in the last like saga, and this one just feels all over the place. There's too much multiverse stuff going on to the point where I just can't keep up, and I don't feel like I feel like it's like a job versus like enjoying it at this point. So yeah, I just started to devalue the whole interconnectivity stuff of it. I just felt like I do just need to watch a standalone movie that I enjoy. Like, that's why I'm going to watch, I enjoy or am anticipating Equalizer 3 more than anything, because it's just like, I mean, it already came out, but that type of movie is just simple and straightforward, and what his character is and what he's going to do. Ain't nobody coming to save him, and there's no like weird thing happening, no alien front that you might have to think about, or no secret invasion, or maybe this person ain't really that person in this timeline. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing right now? How do y'all make it so complicated that it's not fun? Like, that's not fun to me. So and maybe I'm just like, not the audience anymore, which is fine, but I thought these movies were meant for the casual enjoyer of these like Marvel movies, these superhero, large and big comedy centric movies. But it just feel like now it went so deep into the rabbit hole of comics that if you're not truly someone that goes to the comic shop and want to want to read on. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. It's not my type of. That's not my MO. But I think those fans are being fed. Oh, for sure. The fans that actually really dedicate themselves to it and enjoy it that much, they're being fed. You know, it just feels like it's way too much, and it's way too much going on, and they had a much better way of making it engaging and fun for both audience previously, and now it just feels like it's a mess. So yeah, I don't know. I at least enjoyed the Marvels. I think a lot of critics are just pretty much hard on Disney right now. They don't really care for them. I don't really care for them, but it's like it's just more so like. I don't think it has anything to do with the movie being bad. I think it has everything to do about it being who's publishing it and probably who the main character is. Because I don't think it has anything to do with the movie just being terrible. I think people just don't like this woman, and I don't think people like Disney. That's all it is to it. So, any last thoughts on that, Josh? Anything or you want to state anything you saw? Anything that grinds your gears about the Marvel MCU?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Marvels. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was terrible, but I think that with this, I think the formula still works, but they are not doing the formula with the right ingredients. Because the whole reason that it worked the first time is that people enjoy. I mean, there were some duds in the first, like you said, Thor 2 and stuff like that. But at least at that time, people had characters that they loved, like they wanted Loki, and so they went to go see it. But the whole point is that you give people what they want, which is a good movie, and then you add the extra stuff to it. And then now, with a lot of it, we've been getting like okay to bad movies or okay to bad TV shows with all the extra stuff to it. And that's not going to keep people coming back because like nobody is going to, like if they show up for Thor and then the Thor movie they don't like it, why would they show up for Thor again the next time? And if that's been your pattern for the last 2, 3, 4 years, then you know that's not good. Because there still are really good Marvel movies that do well. Like Guardians of the Galaxy came out this year and it was great. And then like I like Shang-Chi. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it was like its own standalone thing that had nothing to do with nothing else, and it was fun.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That being said, those are too few far in between because we also have 5 TV shows every year, 3 movies, and if all of those are like okay at best, then it's not good. Personally, I don't go into the Marvel movies going expecting too much. Like I still enjoy it for just like what it is. But for most people, the reason that they were successful that you can get the fans and enthusiasts, but then you also can get general audiences. And I think that with them not batting at their best, they're in general audiences, and that's not good because they built this whole platform based on like we're the biggest movie franchises every year, and the industry is going to fold to what we want, and they can't keep that up if they're not putting out good content.
No, I agree. I think that it's I think not only do the customer starts to feel like they're lacking in their ability to deliver, but I also feel like media is starting to understand that they're lacking in their delivery. So now they're writing up articles to even shame it more and to try to make to devalue basically the Marvel brand. And that's what I'm saying. I think that it not has anything to do with the content of the movies. I think that there's now this snowball effect of people just literally hating on it because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that are tired of it because every week Scorsese's like, you know, we got to save cinema from Disney.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is true because they had a monopoly, like not a whole monopoly, but they got so big that they get first dibs on all the VFX companies, and that would like impact other like studios and like other movies. And so it's like if you're not going through Disney, then you're getting the scraps. And so I think that it might be good for Disney and Marvel to lose some of that sharehold because that makes like the industry overall you know, things are more accessible.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's a good point. I didn't even think of it that way. I thought of it, yeah, but that is some more perspective, especially when it comes to like how that all stuff that plans out. Because again, yeah, it's a machine. It's for sure a machine, and I think that they are worried about what that machine is going to look like in the future. And
Yeah.
so
Personally, I'll be happy with if Marvel just slowed down. I think they said it for the TV shows. They want to slow down. The TV shows are going to be like, if we got an idea of a good story that we want to tell, then that's
mhm.
what we're going to do, instead of just putting stuff out that to fill the quota.
Yeah,
I think most of the shows have been decent, but yeah, if we had half of them, but they were all quality, then that would just be better overall.
yeah, agreed. Okay. Well, glad we got our thoughts out on that. Let's move forward to let's go into the let's talk about some Black Friday sales. Um you know what's interesting? Not only with the Black Friday stuff, but the Steam Deck OLED is really what showed me um that when you create your own demand and you control how you submit, like to actually provide your item to the audience, I feel like they have like the best handle on it right now. Like everybody knows the Steam Deck OLED was a high ticket item. Everybody know that limited edition, probably a lot of people were looking and interested in it, and it's still available as of now in 1 to 2 weeks to be shipped to you at your leisure, and it's no problems there. Like every device, still you have the ability to buy it right now. I have never seen this happen for a high valued, high talked about, high ticket item in a very long time. Does it say something that these items are still there about the state of the world, or does it tell more about how actually effective they were at stopping bots? I don't know. I kind of was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know which one it tells me more of. Like, does it tell me that the bots really had a handle on the supply and demand because they were able to jank these other companies into believing that the demand was so extremely high? Or did they just know for a fact the amount of people that were going to be looking for these devices and ramp up enough for them? I think it's a combination, a little bit.
Yeah. I personally would lean like definitely it's because this is the same time. Like the original release was like that too, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
the Valve are putting in a lot of the things in place to make sure that it doesn't get scalped. And I think that the point is that they actually care about if the players get the device or not. It's like if Walmart, if a bot buys 100 PS5s and they they check clear,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Walmart cares at the end of the day. And that's part of the thing, and also because the Steam Deck is only available. I mean, technically, you might be able to get it like elsewhere if you live in a different region, but it's only available through Valve, and
Mm-hmm.
so they got the first and final say about who account can buy it. Your account ain't old enough. You ain't got enough activity. There's been suspicious activity. No, you're not buying it. Everybody else, you never have that. Sony don't care. You get on their website, you buy 5, and you get out. So I would say whatever Valve is doing is good, but at the same time, just to play devil's advocate, I'd say that maybe they don't have the same caliber of demand as like the PS5. Like
Mm-hmm.
PS5's doing what they had, like, is it 40 million sold
Yeah,
right
something
now?
like that. 40 million sold or
Yeah,
something like that. Yep.
which the Steam Deck is popular, but it's not doing those same numbers. So
No, absolutely not.
it is a different beast. But I do think that they set a good example that you can control it if you really put in the work to make sure it get scalped.
Yeah, that's what I've seen with the PlayStation Direct having to have a subscription, or not subscription, but you have to have like a PSN ID, and you only being able to buy one, and limiting a lot of that stuff. Like a lot of these things are tactics are to stop people from scalping, and as long as you're controlling demand, obviously you can't have all your retailers. You can't stop all your retailers from being able to like you need those channels to push your product. Period. There's nothing like you can do to stop it. Like people buy PS5s every day for them just sitting on a shelf at some local box store. Like that is 100% the case. So it's not as if everybody's going to go out and seek it where you find the demand. So it's value in having a presence in all these stores. So they don't want to stop that. But my thought was, it's obviously Black Friday time, it's things like that. People are spending a lot of money. Steam Deck is still one of the highest selling items on the Steam store, which you can track like based off of like it's like Call of Duty, then it's the Steam Deck. So it's not as if it's not selling. But you don't get the numbers yet. You don't get what they actually sold. You don't know how well it's doing. But I think they have created a really good way of controlling value and controlling the value of an item, because they literally said this was a limited item. And I honestly don't think, I think they did it that way so that a lot of people would have this angst to want to purchase or to try to scalp it, and then realize that there's no reason to scalp it, because there's still a ton of eBay people online trying to upsell this thing when you can literally still go buy it for the price that it dropped for. And that makes me feel great. It makes me feel happy, because it's just like I don't want these people to succeed in this type of way of price gouging. And I think that not only did Valve pull a fast one, they had success in it. I'm still happy with my limited edition. It's not that it was never about it being truly limited. I was just like, this is a cool thing, I want it. So I'm truly happy with what I purchased, right? And I think a lot of people out there that actually buy their devices and use it feel the same way. And then there's people that obviously just want to make a quick buck. So yeah, I was thinking about that. Obviously, during Black Friday, there's a lot of want, demand. A lot of people now buying. Now you got to buy Walmart Plus to get early access to the deals. You got to get Best Buy Plus membership to get the better discount on the deals. Like they're selling you on beating their own problem. Like, it's not my problem to solve, buddy. It's yours. So that is what blows me, and that's why I was kind of thinking about it. I was thinking about Black Friday and how on Black Friday shopping, I'm like, wait, why do I got early access to these? Oh, because I'm a Walmart Plus member. That's crazy to me. It's like I'm already fighting to buy an item for a cheaper price because obviously I'm looking for sales. But not only do I got to freaking battle the scalpers, I got to battle all the people that was able to get early access too. Like it's just I have never seen it. It's so backwards to me. It's like you want people to buy your item, right? How do you value the right to buy? That's crazy. And that's
they just want it to be sold.
Yeah, it's like, but they put a value on it. They make it so that it's a purchasable thing. It's insane. Like, you already are capitalizing on people wanting the deal. You're capitalizing further on people wanting it earlier.
They going crazy with that,
bruh. And that's
total fact.
Now I understand it's the same thing Xbox is doing. Same thing. Game Pass Ultimate. You can get, and I paid for Starfield to play it early. But at least I feel like I got something from that. Like I needed extra time to play the game during the time I had off. I got something from that. But
I mean, that's cool though. You're guaranteeing something. They not guaranteeing
it's
nothing.
not
They
limited.
say you can get in line right now. You can get in line right now if you give us $13 a month. We ain't saying you're gonna get it, but you can hop in line though. We not even finna say our website ain't finna crash. But come check us out though. You might get it. Like that is remember I was looking at the Xboxes like and I was getting notification, they like PS5, Xbox, so it's a Total Tech. They bought us Total Tech, don't get it. I'm not paying what is the Total Tech? 200 for a year or something like that with Best Buy?
Something like that, bro. Something crazy.
Why am I paying for that for your website to potentially crash, for me to potentially not get it? And y'all advertise it before I'm finna check out. Like, all right, I'm finna, yeah, you need Total Tech grayed out. Like, you finna come get it, or I got Total Tech that come with it. Like, bro, what? that was crazy to me, bro. I was like, y'all can't make this up because the website don't even run. I don't know if that was a method of throttling the numbers and stuff to deter people so
they are literally putting up a paywall to solve their problem. Like that is crazy. Like that is insane, and that's why I appreciate Steam for just putting a little stipulations on it, and that's why I feel like I wanted to kind of just mention them. I was just like, bruh, they were able to figure it out. I didn't have to pay an extra dime to buy it. All I had to do was have my account before a previous time and have paid a purchase. I think within the last 5 or I forget what the number was, but like there was a little bit of stipulation there, but it wasn't nothing crazy, and it definitely wasn't nothing that I would have cringed over or anything like that, or basically definitely wasn't a paywall. So I just felt like that was worthy of mentioning, because right now we're doing Black Friday shopping, and I was looking at all this stuff and I was thinking to myself, like, when did it get so crazy out here, man? When did you couldn't just walk into a store and buy what you wanted and line up, maybe throw some bows if you crazy enough to go in there and do that? Because I see that thing you put up. Why you need a TV every year? Yeah, like what y'all do with y'all TVs? Hey, bruh,
you want that TV, man? Like, why you need another one?
Why you need another one? You better start. People be buying them terrible the elements, and they only last a year. They only last a year. Dog. But hey, if you need that and that's where you at right now, that's not up to me to determine where you at. Especially don't let me make you feel bad for buying what you need. I'm just more so talking about. I'm more so saying.
Nah, go ahead.
I'm more so talking about the people that literally get into fights for deals. That's crazy. Now, and like, again, they're capitalizing on that too. They're capitalizing on the culture that they have created at these places where they have decided to not regulate, to not ticket, to not do certain things to make these things better. So in order for you to feel safer, better, or not even get into that type of situation, you go online. But hey, we also, hey, just a little extra for you. If you pay a little extra, we can get you in line a little even further up. That's just it's like
so they can buy not TV but a monitor.
Yeah. Whatever it is, bro. Whatever it is, dude. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to mention that. I mean, Black Friday sales are going on right now. The autumn sale for Steam is going on. A lot of my stuff on my wish list, it's just not a big enough discount for me to go crazy yet. There's a few things that I might pick up, but nothing too crazy. I think I'm going to be very tame this year. I think a lot of PC gaming has taught me some valuable lessons. I just found out that you can get frame drops for having Bluetooth controllers instead of plugging directly in wired. So you're learning every day, and a PC gaming tells me, hey man, save your money till you get to that 70, 85, 90% off. So that's what I've been doing lately. I haven't been buying much anything that's like brand spanking new. Obviously the games that I wanted to buy this year have been bought. I might give Ubisoft 15 to play Avatar, but I don't know yet. I think that's a little stretch. I was able to clear Star Wars, and I cut that mug. I cut the EA Play off quickly. I was like, bro, y'all done. Finito. Because Dead Space and Wild Hearts got on Game Pass. I was like, I'm done with y'all. Cut them off with the quickness. And that was one of my big goals, is just to beat that game so I can like not pay EA for I don't know. The only thing I was gonna be playing on there was Immortals, and I was like, yeah, no thank you. So but yeah, I don't know. I think there's just Black Friday right now is in a space where it's mostly for me and getting my nephews and stuff. I got them some Pokemon cards and some RC trucks and some other stuff that they can use and play with for Christmas. But outside of that, I didn't really buy anything for myself per se. I mean, obviously I just bought a Steam Deck, but that's different. That wasn't necessarily the Black Friday. So any Black Friday shopping y'all doing? Jalen, you going to get you a TV?
Yeah, I'm finna go get one of them. Not a TV, but a monitor.
You need to go get you some headphones, because you always talk about. Go find you someone with some big ear cups so you can feel like you they're not squeezing your head to non-existence.
You use those tiny beats.
Yeah, I'm using those tiny beats. Talking about some, man, I don't like headphones no more. You got over the head headphones is the best. You just gotta find the right one.
Nah, I mean, they cool. I just don't like when they smash my hair. I don't like, that's the part I don't like, and I don't like when I start sweating. Well, they get a little bit like warm around my ears and stuff like that. I don't really.
You ain't never tried the ones with the band, or do they smash your hair too? Like the Steel Series ones. Like they don't actually have a technical band. They have like this little strap. Those I use when I like still got to go somewhere, because they don't actually smash my hair down.
Wait, which ones are they called?
They're like Steel Series. They got like a little band on it. It's like a little woven band versus having like a steel band that's like heavy. It's still steel, but it doesn't touch your head as long as you like loosen it up enough and stuff. But.
Nah, I mean, I still got my hyper claws. I mean, I'm straight. I just got tired of smash my head and stuff like that. They work good. I used to wear them every now and again. I just don't be feeling like, putting them on sometimes. I mean, they was cool. It wasn't like they wasn't comfortable and stuff like that. I just felt like I'd be doing other things and stuff, so I didn't my attention easily get diverted and stuff like that, and I just don't need everything just blocked out. Because even when I used to have it, I used to have one ear out and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
But nah, I ain't got no Black Friday shopping.
Oh, okay. They do have what's that called? Amplifying sounds. I love that feature around you, so that you can still hear the outside world when you got your headphones on. So it basically put microphones on the outside of the headphones, like these Sony ones I got right now, and it'll amplify everything around me so that I can still hear the outside world when I got them on. That is a great feature, actually, and worth the money. Sure.
I mean, the other aspect is I use Discord on my phone, so I don't have my stuff hooked up nowhere and all that type of stuff. So
gotcha. Well, these are Bluetooth. I'm not trying to sell you on them. I'm like, these Bluetooth too, homeboy. But they do have a lot of great options out there. I'm just saying, but yeah, they are. It's all if worth it or not, it's all in the eye of the believer anyway. But okay. I mean, Black Friday, you guys, if you want to check out some of the deals, I know that they had Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm still pushing that on y'all. Y'all can go check that out. They have it for $30. I think you can get it from GameStop for $25, or I think that might be GameFly. They also had a pretty good deal on Diablo 4 from GameFly. GameFly literally had the best Black Friday deals because they always had the cheaper games. So check out GameFly if you haven't yet. Check out the used catalog. They have some really good games, and most of the time I have never gotten a game from them that was busted or broken or anything like that, but your mileage may vary because they are used games. But right now, in my opinion, if you're a console gamer, they have the best deals, bar none. All right, well,
make some good gifts. I'm gonna buy Diablo 4 for Jalen.
Oh yeah. We still ain't talked about All-Star Brawls 2. I already told y'all that we was supposed to buy each other a gift or a game and go from there. But everybody acting like they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to pony it up. But yeah, Brawl 2 is the go-to right now. I'm really thinking about buying it for myself to give it a shot. And I don't even like those types of games, but I really liked it. I liked our experience with multiverses, so that's why. But y'all ain't trying to play it.
I mean, Multiverses was free.
I know. I said I liked the experience. I didn't say I liked the price of of Brawl. I don't want to pay that much. That's why I was like, "Oh, it's on Humble Bundle for the 25." I'm like, I might do that. I don't know if y'all seen the videos where the dude always be wasting the salesman's time. He'd go in there like, I might be able to do that, but it say on the meme or the video or whatever, it say account balance $4.62, but he looking at Rolls Royces. That joke be having me crying. He be like, I might be able to do that. I just might be able. He said, you work on commission, right? Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. That joke be having me crying, dog. But yeah, for sure, might be able to do that. If y'all pony up, we can be playing some Brawl too. All right, but man, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Might be a fun time. You never know. You never know until you try. All right, let's talk about Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk got a 3-disc option for their game recently, and it was actually it's not a 3-disc option. I should stop saying that. It is the Ultimate Edition. And it comes with the DLC, the original game, and all the patches. And everybody's excited about that simply because, a lot of the whole game preservation, a lot of that stuff is going away. And now they have a definitive edition of Ultimate of Cyberpunk that you can play. And it's another one on PC, in that you can buy that as well. I think it's DRM free on there too, but the Xbox got it, but the PS5 didn't, and everybody was wondering why. Essentially, what we kind of figured out is that PlayStation requires you to pay them again to publish anything like new. So instead of them having to go through a recertification with all the patches and everything like that, all they had to do on Xbox is just package it. On PS5, you have to pay them to do that and publish it again. It's a total another different aspect. And so in order for them to not have to go through all that, they just broke it up and it's a download. So people are pretty upset about that and not agreeing with the whole idea behind it. But I'm like, that's justified to me. If you really cared about it, you would make it right? I don't think Sony care about it, and I don't think that they need to pay to just put out another game, the same game that they already put out in a different format, because you guys feel like you have to, take something from that. So I don't know if that's like I said. Maybe I should just put a disclaimer. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that that's what I was reported on, and that's what I saw online. So that's what I'm bringing to you guys. So there's something different that comes out later on. I told you so. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole game preservation? I think we already talked about this, and we had a conversation around what side we're on. I'm always going to be on the side game to preserve games, but I mean,
yeah, I'm not against it. I personally, I think that it just needs to be expanded to actually digital content is also preserved in ways, and they don't delist games and stuff like that all the time. But that being said, I don't personally buy physical games for that reason, for preservation, because part of the time, especially now, there's nothing on the disc, just like the PlayStation Cyberpunk thing that you just described. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
got to download the game anyways, and a bunch of Switch games. You buy the game, but you can't play it until you download it. And
Mm-hmm.
because I bought Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 physical because they were used and I can get them cheap. But like Modern Warfare 2, I was trying to play it and it was like, oh, you got to update. And like, okay, but what if I just want to play the story? Like, let me just put the game in. And it's like, oh, actually, there's nothing on the disc at all. Even though it downloaded something, you still got to do this 200 gigabyte update because there's nothing on the disc. So, I
Tragic.
mean, there is no benefit of buying the physical other than I can sell it back at a later date.
Tragic, bro.
And I think it's been like that for a long time, at least. I feel like it started in the 360 where the value of the disc is nothing unless you want to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
personally, I'm not really into collector's editions and stuff. They take up a bunch of space and you pay them more money. And a lot of times the game is not on the disc. So,
True.
yeah.
No, I agree with most of that sentiment, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm start buying all my games on Steam. I'm gonna start consolidating things. If I can buy on Xbox, I'm gonna try to buy any game that says Xbox Play Anywhere, and versus just Xbox. And I think that's all of their exclusive. So, like, and I'm starting to think about that, and that's why I started to not like buy anything on the PlayStation 5. I'm just like, there is no reason for me to buy them on there outside of third parties. I mean, like first party games and stuff like that. And it's just like, even those are getting kind of moved over to Steam. So for me to start thinking about preserving games, I am literally like foregoing everything I bought previously. Like honestly, if I could buy it cheaply on Steam, I am. And I'm okay with that because I'm literally going to have it forever, and I feel like I can continue to upgrade this hardware and use it in different ways. And now that they have some type of form of console experience, I have more confidence in the PC experience. And that's simple as that. Like, there's nothing else that nothing else could have made me do this outside of a lot of things falling into place. Steam Deck, Steam OS. The value or the value I was able to get for obtaining a high end PC, and me kind of finally adjusting to the amount of icks and ticks that's happening with PC gaming. Like I'm still not acclimated. Of course, I hate it to no degree, but it's just kind of like whatever. I feel like there's an experience to be had, and there's a lot of value in what I am experiencing right now, even if it comes with a lot of quirkiness that I'm just not used to oftentimes. But I can tell now that there's a lot of degrading when it came to a lot of regular games. Obviously now it's at that point now where I'm seeing fidelity in a way that I didn't used to see fidelity before. There's a lot of upscaling, that shimmering and stuff that I'm just like, I don't accept no more. So it's things that I've been, my eyes have been open. Technically, it's like the first time I've looked at an OLED. I can't go back. It's a curse technically because I feel like I'm just gonna now have to be upgrading and getting to things that when I feel like I'm not getting the best experience anymore, or not like the best value for what I have or something like that. So that's going to be a challenge for me in the future, because these are a lot more expensive upgrades than it is for just like another console. But honestly, I don't see myself buying another Xbox. I'm sorry. I just don't find myself buying one unless I just continuously have the crappiest experience with their first parties, because that is the only way that's going to get me to keep coming back. And they really shouldn't be going towards that. They should be getting away from having crappy experiences on PC. Like I had a crappy experience with Forza. I had a crappy experience with like Liza P was really good, but that's a third party. I had a crappy experience with, I think only one that really was like right now was Forza, and I had not so terrible with Starfield because I started it on my Xbox and at the Intel end I got over here. And my experience wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the greatest either. So there is like, if those continue to happen and it's just like it's never ending, I might still have to go buy another Xbox Series X to feel like comfortable buying a game day one that I want to play. Like PC gaming has taught me that's just not in the cards for me no more. I got plenty of backlog. I've bought enough games. I think at this point, the true games that I'm going to play are effectively the ones that I'm going to buy day one. But anything else that if I can hold off 2 days on it, I can hold off 100. If I can hold off 3 days, I can hold off 200. So I just think that it is definitely helping in other ways, but it's definitely not going to help in different. Because once I feel like my experience is being bottlenecked, I'm definitely going to be looking at different type of PC specs and upgrading. I'm not going to find a great deal like I did this time around. So, it's the good and the bad and the evil of that. So, but yeah, in regards to just having that preservation, I think that I align with the values of Steam, and I'm just okay with making sure that feeling comfortable, giving my money to them more than any of the other companies right now. I think Xbox is a close second because they're Microsoft and they're just a computer company, it's a software company. They're not they're not in a different space or in a different medium where I think that they would want to go separate themselves from the norms of Steam and the norms of how that works, because they have a little bit of more grace than an Epic or another store. Basically, they have more grace because they already had a store and they have put in the time and effort to kind of think through preserving games on their consoles. So I don't think that that's something that's going to be fall off on the wayside on the PC front. So, anything final thoughts, game preservation, anything like that? Anything y'all want to mention before we move to our last topic? No. Okay. Well, the last topic is a doozy. It's Jalen's favorite. We are talking Last of Us. The Last of Us Remastered. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Jalen, tell us how excited you are.
And I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself.
So excited.
I heard my voice.
Hardly can contain himself. Don't let that charade fool you guys. That man is purely excited to run through another Last of Us game on another system in another man's house. I'm just saying that game is special to Jalen. And how many times can you play it? I say infinite. I mean, at least that's what I think Sony say.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know, you saying that or Sony saying that?
I think we all on the same squad. We all over here with G again. Get to that paper. What we just ready. Talking about the last
finally of play it. They released many times.
Oh my god. They ain't even talk about the PC one yet. I don't know if they're gonna put the PC one out just yet. But that Remastered is making its way to the PC. You believe that? But yeah, I mean, Last of Us Part 1.
Holiday there, bro. Hey, boy, hey man, y'all know what day is Last of Us? Yeah, let's think of our next Last of Us invention. Like, dude, what?
We just was talking about Last of Us Part 1 remake. We were literally just talking about, when did that come out?
What are we doing today, guys? Making Last of Us. When are we gonna do it? Now.
I think it was this year. Last of Us Part 1.
We want more Last of Us. When do we want it? Now.
I thought it
came out right before around the TV show.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Oh no, it came out last year. Okay,
so before
it did come out. It did come out September 2nd of 2022.
Oh, it was annual holiday, man. Annual holiday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I definitely thought it came out this year though, because they nominated the freaking Last of Us part. The Last of Us went the show for Game Awards nomination. They just got one, so I don't know. But
they gotta keep it relevant, though. You asked me too many questions.
I really want to know how many, like they had The Last of Us Remastered came out a year after The Last of Us. How did I not know that?
I thought it was a couple.
You was too busy playing the game because you bought it.
I thought it was. You talking about the PS4 version, right?
Yeah, Last of Us Remastered, July 29th, 2014. And the game came out June 14th, 2013.
It came out 20. I don't know why that game stuck in my head as 2012. Maybe because that's when I first got a PS3.
Yeah. So it came out at the very tail end of the PS3, hopped onto the PS4 immediately. Then we had Last of Us Part 2. No, didn't we have one in between that, the remaster?
You had a DLC, I think.
Oh yeah, we had
Roads Taken or something.
Left Behind. Yeah. Left Behind came out February 14th of 2014. July. Wait, Last of Us Left Behind came out before that on the PS3. And then on the remaster, you got that game plus the Left Behind in there. And then it's I could have sworn they had something come out in like 2018. Maybe I'm tripping, but they saying Last of Us Part 2 came out after that. It was like a 7-year hiatus. And then
they weren't ever no 7-year hiatus with them jokers.
That's what it's saying, bro.
Man,
it's saying we remembering it wrong. Saying we remembering it wrong.
Man, hold on, bro.
I could have sworn they had something in between that, bro. When did The Last of Us PC come out? So I don't think they had only one that's on PC is Part 1, right? That's the only one that's on PC. Yeah, man.
Did they come out a multiplayer?
Nah, bro. Naughty Dog didn't come out with nothing else after that.
Man, they had to come out with something.
They came out with Nathan Drake and stuff, but nothing from Last of Us.
Bro.
Yeah, because after that, look, we was giving them all this flack and they ain't even did nothing. They had Uncharted 4 A Thief's End in 2016, and they had Uncharted The Lost Legacy in 2017, and then Last of Us Part 2 was June 19, 2020.
Maybe because they kind of was.
Yeah, I mean, it was 7 years, but it wasn't 7 years quiet because Last of Us 2, they were promoting it for like 3 years in a row at since 2018 when God of War came out. Because they showed God of War, they showed Last of Us, and they showed Ghost of Tsushima at the same time. And so it wasn't like quiet for 7 years, but the game just didn't come out until 2020.
Right. And then Last of Us Part 1 came out September 2nd, 2022. And now we're getting Last of Us Part 2 remastered January 19th, 2024. So when you look at it in context, it's not as bad. But yeah, they've been eating off this game. It's nowhere near Skyrim, though. People were saying it was like Skyrim. I was like, nah,
bro.
They not
here we go.
Like
wait. So Last of Us came out 2013. Left Behind came out 2014. Remastered came out 2014. And then they released a standalone thingy in 2015. I think it's Left Behind standalone 15. That was released on May 12, 2015. 3 weeks before the main game, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I guess they had, 5 years where they didn't release, about 5 years where they didn't release anything, quote unquote. But I mean, it wasn't quiet and stuff like that because the game. I felt like I ain't get a break from that game. Maybe I'm talking crazy.
You got a big
Years,
break from that game, G.
I mean,
they
at
still
most it was
came
a
out with
3-year
something.
break from 2015 to 2017. But at that point, that's when they would start talking about Last of Us 2, and it kept getting delayed.
Yeah. You're right. Of talking, yeah. I was talking about releases, but yeah, I get
I mean,
you.
they only got 2 games.
Talking.
They can't have that many releases. Like,
hey man, they got sex of them.
They got 2 games and then a show. It's just that they like, hey man, what y'all doing? I don't know. It's Last of Us Day. What we finna do? Make Last of Us. When do we want it? Right now. So let's make a remaster then, bro. What are we doing? Like,
nah, they was cooking with this Last of Us for real. But yeah, Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Everybody is upset because they feel like it shouldn't have been. It's been 4 years, technically. 3 years and 6 months, technically.
3 years and 6 months for what?
Between Last of Us Part 2 and The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, January
came out in 2020.
It did, June 19th for 2020. And it's the new one coming out January 19th for 2024.
2020. Okay.
So, yeah. Do we think that's too much? Do we think?
So I say that it shouldn't be called remaster. It's not really a remaster. There's some updates. They're adding a new little mode to it. But this could have just been an update. But they want to charge you money for it. I'm pretty sure they wanted to charge more money for it, but they've been getting a bunch of backlash, so they had to drop it down to $10 instead of $40 or whatever else they want to charge. So I don't think it's justified as a remaster because, like, you can look at the graphics, like it's higher resolution, but there's no difference. It's not like Last of Us 1 remaster where it's like, oh, well, the game looked good on PS3, but it looks better on PS4. They redid the lighting, blah blah blah. This time, like, oh no, it's just a resolution bump.
Yeah. No, and I've seen that, and I was looking at the videos, and I was looking at the pictures. I was like, bro, there's no difference between these two. And I was trying to really find the difference, and I was like, I can't really see the difference here. Maybe I gotta look at it on my look at a bigger screen or something. But it was just like I couldn't see a difference on my phone. So that was telling. And then I was like, okay, well, at least it's $10, and at least they're saying that it visually is going to be a little bit more impressive. The 60 FPS bump, and you're also going to have new modes. And if you already own a game, it's only $10. That is sufficient in my eyes. It's fine. Like just like when they did the Legacy of Thieves, and they gave me all the games. If I had one, like I only have Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and I'm still able to play Lost Legacy 2 with no issue. So, there's goodwill in like re-releasing games sometimes. I don't think that Last of Us Part 2 needed to be considered a remaster. I think they should have just had the enhanced version, kind of like, Gears 5, when Xbox did it a long time ago and didn't charge you for anything for it. There's plenty of upgrades here that don't necessarily need to be charged for. And I think that's why there's $10, because they know that this is not a goodwill type move. This is more so a cash grab. And maybe people are just okay with paying $10. I don't find the value in it because I'm already seeing what others do. When I bump up my graphics on a PC, when I just bought a new graphics card, they don't charge me for it. So I don't know, dude. I feel like now I am starting to realize why people be like console gamers are slow, and I'm also starting to realize why people say PC gamers are slow. I'm in the middle right now. It's a very interesting space to be in, but I think people value different things, and the value of this enhanced port is the new modes and a new way to kind of play it, but it's not really different enough for me to justify the extra money, especially if I've already played it. I don't really necessarily need these enhancements to revisit, because there was so much controversy around this game, so much people that felt like the story wasn't great, so many articles coming out now about how people weren't interested in the story, so why be interested in a remastered? But at the same time, there's something, you know, cultivating about a problem child, and whether or not people want to admit that or not, they still value this game for what it was, and it will still want a lot of awards. But it ain't for me. I'm not gonna buy The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. I don't care to. I played that game more than enough, and there's no reason for me to go back to it. If this was a standard, you know, quick release, hey, we're gonna enhance the game for you, no charge, that's perfect. But they didn't do that. They charge you for it, so it lessens it, and it doesn't seem like it's in good faith. It just feels like a cash grab at that point. But yeah, Last of Us isn't so as tired as we thought. They got some legs on it. It is not out this race. It is still going to top the best of the best, and that is Skyrim. For most re-releases, they have like the most releases for a two game entry. Like, this is only 2 games, and then they have this many like different outings, like different actual release dates. Is crazy, but they're nowhere near Skyrim level when it comes to that. So yeah, any final thoughts on that before we get up out of here? Jalen, you copping? I mean, because I heard a lot of talking, but I ain't hear no copping, man. I don't even know if you played last.
It ain't gonna see my household, bro. Like, it ain't no point, bro. That game, they done shoved it down my throat enough, bro. I don't know what else. Like, what more do you want from me? Like, I ain't mess with that game, bro.
Yeah, we gonna see him. We gonna see him on there. We gonna see him playing.
It's people like y'all that's like, and they like this, bro. They like Last of Us Day 2. What we finna do? Make Last of Us. What we finna do it right now? Like, I feel like every year something about Last of Us, and I'm be like, bro. I mean, we really ain't got to see y'all. Like, you ain't got to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like it's not a terrible thing to have an update. It's just a terrible thing when you charge for it. So.
Man, they charge for that update, and then, like Josh said, it ain't nothing on that CD. They finna geek that same game, put a patch over it or something like that. And then on top of that, I mean, I ain't forgot what they did with Last of Us Part 1. Remake. I mean, let's not sweep that under the rug, because they wanted a whole 70 bones for it. Like, what? Yeah, all right.
They definitely wanted the whole 70 bones for it, bro.
You say y'all like Last of Us, huh? We do too. You know what we like more than Last of Us? Y'all money. Come see this 70, my boy. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, y'all running a straight game.
You're running straight scams, and not the helm of it. What's his name? What's his name? Nathan? What's the guy's name?
Scam boy.
Nah, what's the man's name? I don't know his name now. I forget his name now. It doesn't matter. Neil Druckmann. There he is. He's at the head of it. The writer, Neil Druckmann. They was on his top. I appreciate you, Neil. I appreciate you. You know, you went and did that. You you stuck to your guns. Everybody leaked your game. You said, nah, that ain't how I go. And that's exactly how it went. So I appreciate people stick to their guns and they don't fold. So, you know, he's standing on business. That's all I saw. That's all I saw, man, standing on business.
If he said he wanted to stand on business, like doing the last one, I have some respect for him. But if you just say you're trying to scam, I mean, come on, dog.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. Appreciate you guys listening as always. It was a little bit of a long one. Go play Diablo 4. It's free right now if you are interested. I don't know. It's a mixed bag on Steam right now. That's at least that's what the reviews say. But go check it out if you're interested in that. There's a lot of stuff going on for the Black Friday holiday season, so be on the lookout for any good deals. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. As always, if you got to this part, you're the real OG. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you all in the next one. Peace.